All right, welcome to the show. Welcome to the YouTube and Rumble version of the Sunday Night Army podcast. And what's happening? I'm not by myself. I am not, because today, episode of Entertainment News, episode 20. And yes, I am reading off my phone because that's how prepared I am today. OLYA V joins me as a special co-host for Fantastic Entertainment News, episode 20. What's up? Welcome.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I am here, present, and accounted for. And again, like I mentioned, prepared on my phone with notes, which is more than usually for these episodes. So, expectations are being met here.
Not a problem. No, I mean, I took some notes too myself, so we're all on the same page here.
We're going to raise the level of the Rumble and YouTube
I love
exclusive
it.
content that we're putting out today. So I'm glad you're on the show because I needed a co-host of specific caliber, and the best part is you were the first one to message me back, and I'm like, it's got the easiest choice ever made, because
No,
not
I
only
had
are you,
to.
we have awesome conversations off air before you were here in October on the show. We
Hmm.
had great convos that way, and you just aware of what's happening, and you're going to be my anchor today for more of the current stuff. So let's scheme it up and let's start it wherever you want to start. And I'm just going to throw this out there: Beyonce's new song sucks, but I'm not a fan either way. I just figured, I heard something on the radio that I didn't recognize, and somebody's voice that didn't match the song, and I'm like, what is this nonsense? And I was
Um,
confused in many ways.
so yeah, when I first heard the song, here's my thing. I'm a songwriter and a singer. I respect that she is trying different genres, and I think it is super cool that she said, you know what, I'm gonna try something different. You fucking go, girl. Can I swear on here? Am I
Oh,
allowed
you
to
do
do
whatever you want. I already got banned off YouTube with my other show. Might as well do it twice. Let's do.
I'm sorry, but
You're
I'm
good. You're good.
getting monetized. Okay, whatever. You can
That's
get rid of
okay.
that if you need to. I was like, what are you doing? Like, okay, you go, girl. But I wouldn't listen to it on my own. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't go and listen to the song. I mean, I love that she shouts Texas out. I'll be moving there in a couple months, so that's cool. But yeah, I don't think it's her best work personally. But she has a good voice. I love her voice. Good for her.
She has a
Just not.
good
I'm just
voice,
not a fan.
but
Eh.
as a singer songwriter yourself and an artist, you know this. When the voice doesn't match the music, it just sounds strange.
It
It's not
does,
like
and
you're bending
I.
genres. You're just putting two things that don't go together together.
Yeah, and I think I can relate to this when people have asked me before to sing Taylor Swift, and I am a fan of her. I respect what she's done. She's done a lot of things. We'll talk about her later. But whenever I try to sing her music, people are like, "I'm sorry, my puppy is having a
One of
time."
somebody's dog today is gonna pop out, just be like, "Hey, what's up? What's gonna
Oh, I
happen?"
know. The
You're right.
dogs are gonna. They want to be on the show too. They
Yeah,
have
that's true.
opinions. Um, so, and people will say, "Oh, this doesn't really serve your voice. Singing her music doesn't serve your voice because your voice is different than hers, and her voice is a lot lower than mine. It's not as much of a range, to be honest. Mine has a bigger range, and so people
Mhm.
can often they don't like how it sounds, nor do I. Billie Eilish, same thing. When I've tried to sing Billie Eilish, I can tell it doesn't sound right, even though I enjoy it. And I wouldn't put a song out that sounded like that because it just doesn't fit what sounds good to me.
Mhm.
Personally, as an artist, I want to put out what sounds good, but let's be honest, Beyonce's rich as all heck, and she probably just did it as a passion project. Like, listen, she makes all the money already. She doesn't have to sound good.
Right. That, you know what? If you had $1 billion and were bored with your life, hey, I'm just gonna put out a country album. Why not? Who cares?
Why not? Right?
You're not gonna lose money. Nobody cares. That's billionaire
Exactly.
talk. It's just they do whatever they want, right?
I
But
know.
speaking of voices, because this is a topic you threw out here today, and Ariana Grande, fill me in what's the deal with her new song, because I know there was some controversy with her first single off her new album. I don't follow her too much, but I knew that.
I followed her enough to know, and so I follow entertainment news very passively, okay? And if I know about it, it's pretty big because I don't dig deep into entertainment news. I do it
Hmm.
just, I'm on TikTok, I'm on social media, and I pay attention when I see something. And she allegedly was cheating. She was cheating on with somebody who already had a partner, and so there was a lot of controversy around that. And I do believe the song was connected to it as well. I didn't dig too deep on it, but people were saying that she told him not to say anything, but then she wrote a whole album about it, and people are like, they allegedly wrote an album about it.
Allegedly. Well, of
People
course,
think,
allegedly.
people
For
think
legal reasons, don't give me any strikes, YouTube.
No. Allegedly, she wrote a song. She wrote a whole album about it, and people are a little bit miffed about that. They're kind of like, "What the heck are you doing, Ariana?" Personally, I think if you're being, let's say she did do it, I think if you're being accused of cheating and doing something like that, you should probably make a statement. Like, I feel like you should make a statement, if it's
Mhm.
not true, especially, and say, look, no, this didn't happen. I know you guys think it did, but I'm sorry for anything that was caused here. And if you did do it, you should still make a statement. I apologize for my bad behavior. I don't condone this. You shouldn't be this kind of person. Now, I get that her PR team was probably like, don't you say a word.
Mhm.
I'm trying not to demonetize you. I really don't want
Mhm.
to do that. So, but I don't know. I just think that even if I always thought about this, if I ended up getting to where I want to get in music and I ended up having a big scandal happen for whatever reason, I would want to be able to go make a statement on it. I
Mm.
wouldn't just want to ignore it. I would want to be able to stand in front of people and own up to something I did wrong or talk about something that maybe is being taken out of proportion in some way.
Well, let's look at it this way, because that's a good point you made. Now, what about Taylor Swift? We're going to talk about her anyway. I might as well just jump
Sure.
headfirst into it now, because this is not what she does. Every album is about another guy, and she gets away with it.
So,
And I'm not a fan at all. For those who have seen anything about my show or any other show that I've done
yep.
or have been on, and even the last live on Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast with the boys, you guys know I am not a fan. If you're watching long enough. But that she does the exact same thing every album, and it's very well known. Like everybody's waiting for the Kelsey album. That's gonna come out. Like something bad's gonna happen. It's gonna be like a double album of like 3 CDs and 35 songs of just that.
So here's my thing. Everyone does this, not just
Mm.
her. I wouldn't say I'm like a Swiftie in a sense. I don't have a picture of her on my wall or anything like that. I'm not that kind of fan.
What the heck?
I'm a fan in a sense that I respect the hell out of her work ethic,
Mm-hmm.
and I do listen to her music sometimes. I write music that's about relationships too. She also has her new album is not all about relationships. Her newer albums actually are about different things, about her lived experiences and things like that. I know that she has gone through a lot of hardship, and I think that's why I also respect her a lot as well. I actually used to be an anti Taylor Swift person. Back when people were saying she was a narcissist and she was terrible, I did believe them for a minute. I was like, oh, I don't like her at all. And then I felt bad when I realized and started digging deeper into it later. And I was like, oh crap, she's actually probably a nice person. That was real shitty of me.
I like that you said probably.
I mean, I don't know her.
It's
I'm
true.
just looking at interviews and like
Yeah.
watching like TV shows. I really try to not make assumptions based off of what other people are thinking. I try to
Mm-hmm.
go dig to look into things. And after what happened with Scooter Braun and all of that, taking her music, I would be livid. Do you understand me how livid I would be if I
Mm-hmm.
did what she did and someone took my music? I already get worried about it. I copyright all of my stuff that I put out. I would be just, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that she handled that so well, I applaud her. I can't dislike her for that. But no, I think everyone writes about relationships. I think everyone does it. I think with Ariana Grande, the only reason people are upset is because of the cheating situation. Because if
Yep.
you and I and this gets into a whole other conversation with people being too involved in celebrities' love lives.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly
Yep.
think who cares about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? I think good for them. I hope that they're good to each other. I hope they have a beautiful relationship, but I don't care. Past like maybe, oh look how cute they look. Great, cool. And then move on. I just let them have their moment. They probably don't want to be on TV that much.
I don't
I
I don't want them on my TV at all. I'd rather watch the football game because it's way more interesting and way more fun. I don't care. They're ruining my football game. And when it gets to the point when they're timing how many times they get to be on TV and how many times they pan to Taylor, I'm like, football. I'm
the only
paying my time to watch the game.
yeah. The only thing I can say about that, and I did see like a commercial about this as well, is Taylor Swift is I don't want to say icon. A lot of girls look up to her, younger girls. And
Hmm.
so even if that is frustrating, I do think it's important for fathers not to hate on Taylor Swift in front of their kids.
Mm.
I can see how that
I'm a
could
bad
affect.
example. Even though, even though this is great, this is good. This is not planned, by the way. This is good
No,
because I did get the concert Taylor's version of the latest concert from my kid, and she loves
yeah.
it. She's 14.
Well,
So I'm like, well, here's 3.5 hours. You get to leave me alone and watch your shit. So That's what I do. But no, I totally dislike it. And that's from a point of view in which I've explained musically and how it's, and I've mentioned before, it's cult-like following that it has gained. It's not like, the Beatles, everybody's yelling and whatever. I understand that portion of it. The portion of it where you're so immersed in someone's life
Yeah.
and you're just all about that, and that's the one and only thing. It's a cult
Yeah.
mentality, which I've mentioned before on the show and on other shows too. When that's just my perspective, that's just how I see it, and that's going by the generations of artists that have been out there that had huge followings, all over the world, different genres, different artists, big artists. Look at the insanity of Elvis, for example. And I'm not comparing Taylor Swift to Elvis, God no, but he had an insane following
Hmm.
of a similar kind. And a lot of people hate Elvis for a lot of different things.
Hmm.
It's just the character we're building in our own heads as this person grows and you allow them to grow bigger. You will find people like me that literally hate it for what it is. But that's just me. And this is why we do the show.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, the point is to have opposing viewpoints and
Hmm.
different points on things that I can level with you that I think having that parasocial relationship isn't very healthy. I think that to a certain point it's not good. Like I said, I'm a fan of her, but I don't have her on my wall. I don't really
Hmm.
look at her relationship that hard. The only thing I can say is I've definitely looked at her rise to fame and rise to being in the music industry because,
Hmm.
and this is me, if she ever sees this, like I respect you, your music's great, I listen to you, but I don't think she's that talented compared to like other people that I've seen.
Wow.
Let
Okay.
me let me explain. Let me explain.
Yes, yes. Controversial
She,
controversy.
that's
Okay.
very controversial. Let me explain it because she is talented. I'm not saying she isn't. She obviously tells stories amazingly. It's beautiful. I love her concert. I honestly thought her concert was going to be boring, and then I saw the Reputation tour on TV, and I was like, "Oh, I was wrong. Oh my God, this is amazing!" And it's a bop, and I love all of her concerts now. So I know she is talented. This isn't me saying she has no talent. Her voice has improved so much over the years. I think she finally learned how to use her alto voice, how to write in that voice. I feel like she really put in the work, and I respect her for that. But
Hmm.
I also think there are other singers that, maybe have their vocals are better and maybe they have different storytelling and different things. And I'm trying to say this as respectfully as possible, but you get where I'm coming
Oh,
from. And I
no,
and,
100%.
and this is me saying this where I still love her and I jam out to Maroon and all of her songs. I love her music, but I can honestly say that there are other artists I think that have more
More ability.
I'm trying not to be rude, but yeah. I don't want
It's the same beef I have with Billie Eilish, and I know that I've gone through this road before too. The imagination and skill is there, but maybe the ability is not where it needs to be for that type of artist. Same thing. Maybe vocally not the greatest, but the creativity maybe is there. You know what I mean? That's my take on that one too. That's kind of, and I totally understand the vocal for Taylor Swift. Um,
she
having to
has gotten
listen,
better though.
yeah, but having to listen to so many artists on a daily basis, like I do, like yourself, and the hundreds that have been through my show, and the thousands of people just send me for whatever reason. There's so many artists that are unfortunately passed over and not recognized for their amazing abilities. And when you have someone like that on the biggest stage in the world doing whatever, yeah, cool, she got there, but again, not the best of that.
And I think that's where we get into what made her get there, and then that if
Hmm.
it's not her vocals, then what is it? And I really do think it's partially hard work. It's a team. She did work hard to get there, though. I don't
Hmm.
think she just was placed there, and I respect the heck out of her for the work she put in. Um, so yeah, it just goes to show that it takes work, even for me. When I decided and sat down and said, do I really want to be a musician? Because I look to her and say, that's the level I want to be at, right?
Hmm.
And I had to look at myself and say, okay, if I want to be at a level close to that or on my own, in my own way, what kind of work am I going to have to put into that? And it's going
Yeah,
to be a lot. It's not
it
just you
is.
sit and post on social media and that's all you do. You do live shows and you continuously do live shows
Hmm.
and you build up from there. And so that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I don't know. And I think same for Billie Eilish, although I think I don't know as much of Billie Eilish's story. Was she a little more automatic? Didn't she kind of get into it a little bit
Yeah,
quicker?
very, very quick, very quick. Just went from like a home recording studio and their album,
Yeah.
last album they recorded with her brother, just blew
Okay.
up.
And I
Yeah.
think the reason why that can happen is relatability. Taylor Swift is relatable to people, to a lot of people, and Billie Eilish comes off as relatable to a lot of people as
Mm-hmm.
well. So it's not always just about being good. You can be a great singer, but if you're not relatable, you're probably not going to reach a big audience. And
That
that's
is
where,
true.
yeah, there's more that goes into being a musician than just being good.
And you mentioned a big key to that is social media.
Mm.
TikTok. Let's talk TikTok.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
we just wasted 10 minutes on Taylor freaking Swift.
we
Uh,
did so much.
crazy. TikTok. TikTok ban in your country, not in my country. My country sucks anyway, but TikTok
Wait, what
ban
country are you in?
Canada. Come on, we had this conversation.
I don't remember.
Um,
That's amazing. I wish I was in Canada with you.
no,
Can
you
I come?
don't. No,
I don't.
no, no. Soon enough, you won't have my show in my country. So that's how bad it's
Oh.
getting. Oh yeah, it's coming. We already
Oh.
banned news. Now podcasts are next.
Wait,
Um,
really?
yeah, you will
Oh,
not get news on any social media app in Canada. Isn't that cool? Yeah,
that's insane. I'm sorry.
we
That's
thank
scary.
our awesome super liberal government. But besides that, that's another show. And what was I saying? TikTok. Your
TikTok ban.
government just trying to ban TikTok. Now I'm asking myself, from creative point of view, isn't it one of the biggest apps for outside of the conspiracy theories, which I
Mhm.
understand some, but isn't it like one of the biggest apps for music discovery?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. I'm a little frustrated because I
yeah,
actually get a lot of my fans from there. I just hit 3,000 on my music TikTok.
nice.
Yeah, it's actually really, I'm working really hard, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hmm.
And it's a little worrisome because I get to, and also not even just building a following, but you get to know really cool people on there. I've actually
Hmm.
made friends off TikTok in ways I never would have in real life just because of you have shared values and shared things that you like. I haven't seen any conspiracy videos, but that's because on my For You page it's filled with ducks, baby animals, music,
Probably dogs.
yeah, and Has Been Hotel. I actually got really into that show, so it's now filled
Nice.
with cosplays of that, but whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm not happy about the ban.
Mm-mm.
It's something I think is actually, so technically it's illegal. So let me tell you this. There's actually a law that says the government cannot ban something if it helps people make money. So the
Ooh.
fact that they are, so the fact that they are trying to ban TikTok when people make money off of it, and I do as well, that is actually something the government's not supposed to do. So people are trying to sue the government now
Hmm.
over that, which
It,
is,
yeah.
it, it's been absolutely amazing, honestly, to watch people band together for this. Anyway, go
Hmm.
ahead.
No, no, no. You're 100%. I was just gonna piggyback off of what you were saying because it's not only illegal, but if that's what they're claiming, it's something, like a Trojan horse. It's a Chinese app. Yeah, that's cool. But if you think it's such and this is a both sides thing, it's not one side or the other. This is both sides deciding this. If you think it's so bad
Hmm.
and such an issue, why aren't you banning other social media apps? And don't
So,
forget, TikTok, before it got taken over by Elon Musk, literally gave Joe Biden all your information like this on a plate.
oh yeah.
Meta did exactly the same thing. So Facebook and Instagram did exactly the same. They were like, hey, we need some info on all of these people. Cool, here you go. So those two apps did exactly what the government wanted them to do last 3 years. You know who hasn't? TikTok.
So I saw a great video by a TikToker the other day that I was talking about exactly what I thought. They were saying that the American government's mad that the money that China thought of the idea before
Oh
us.
yeah.
I'm not.
Well,
I mean,
they
and I'm
can't
not.
share the spying together.
Why would we be able to share anything with other countries? How dare
Hmm.
us? We're the
Right.
best country in the world, aren't we?
Yep.
And I'm not saying we're like terrible in every way. I'm lucky to be here. I mean, I was adopted from Russia. I'm glad I'm not
Yes.
there right now.
Yeah. For those that don't know, go check out October's episode of the Sunday Night Army podcast on every podcast streaming platform worldwide in over 105 countries. And OLYA V episode is right there. Nice and easy, and get some merch. See, little quick plug in the middle of the show. But guys want to learn more about OLYA V? Go check out the episode and you will know everything. Amazing story.
All of it, everything. ASMR. Okay.
There you go. See, cheap promo plug right in the middle of the episode. But yeah, no, TikTok. It's a worldwide thing. It's not only here that but you're getting stuff from all over the world in wars and other areas of the world where an actual news doesn't want to go or care about.
Yeah. And that I think is why our government doesn't like it as well, because we're learning the reality of things in other countries and they don't want us to know the reality. I honestly think they like us to have their interests. So the fact that we're seeing things like in Palestine and all these other different places, I think and that's a whole other thing I don't want to get into, but
That's another topic.
it's a very big topic that
Yep.
it's very divisive with a lot of people. So it's,
Extremely.
yeah. So, but no, I
Hmm.
think they're upset. I don't, okay, so you know that I think you know I do mediumship and psychic work as well, right?
Yes,
We talked
yes.
about that.
One of the many accounts that you
No,
have are.
actually two now. I've only narrowed it down to two. I
Oh,
actually got
okay.
rid of my other stuff. Yeah. Because I really want to try to focus. So I've been trying to put those two things together, music and
Hmm.
mediumship, but I don't feel they are going to fully ban it for some reason. I don't know why. Something's going to
It's
happen.
this right here. It's that. Someone's gonna get a big check.
Something's going to happen and they're not going to do it. Because
Hmm.
here's another thing that I don't know if you know. China is technically not, so a business in China is not allowed to sell to another country. So ByteDance, being a Chinese company, is not allowed to sell to the US. So the
Hmm.
US saying, hey, you have to sell to us or ban TikTok, they know that they're not allowed to do that. Our government's not stupid. So they're
Right.
trying to ban it officially. But I just have a feeling they're not going to. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
I don't see it happening. It would be a big mistake. But you know what? Time will tell. Time will tell.
We'll
Very,
see.
very shortly. Yeah.
I
Because
could be
since it,
wrong. I don't know. I hope I'm not wrong, but I
I
could
hope
be.
not either. It's an app that I hated when I first started, but it's growing on me because I think I figured out some of the algorithm and its purpose. So
Mhm. I'll have to
um,
follow you. I don't think I follow you on TikTok. I haven't seen you
now
yet.
I'm offended. What kind of
I know. What
guest
kind of
host
person am
does that?
I?
I don't think I follow you. Hold on. What show is this?
I'm
I've never been
fine.
on
You.
this show before. But what? Doing it right now. That's lame. All right.
That is what I'm doing right now, actually.
All right. So I'm going to transition to um see if we can get to our last topic in time, but let's do something fun because I planned the game and I figured this would be a cool icebreaker for episode 20 to kind of get to know you a little bit more and me a little bit, less because this might become a future thing when I just find, OLYA V happens to guest host a lot of these shows. So let's get to know you a little bit more and it's going to be musically. And this is a game I called CD Changer because in
Hmm.
the olden days where I come from, we had something called a CD changer in our car, and you put like 5 CDs in, and you would have that for the entire road trip.
Hmm.
And for this game right here, 5 CDs that I was trying to figure out the strategy for this, but like a CD changer of 5 albums that you would have for a trip you would take forever for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have, since you're a guest co-host today, I'm gonna have you go first
Okay. I appreciate you. More SMR. Okay.
as you're adding me to TikTok. Go ahead, go ahead.
As I'm adding you to TikTok and doing some ASMR. Yes.
Yo,
Anyway, um, so I chose a couple of different album types, and they're all in different genres too, which I think is fun because you got to keep it
nice.
fun. I
Mm,
chose Release the Panic by Red, the band Red. I really like them, and it's really funny because I'm not a big religious person. However, they are a Christian band. I had no idea when I first started listening to them.
nice variety. Love it.
I love them though. They're so cinematic and I don't know if they count as metal. They're definitely hard rock though. They are like a hard rock cinematic sound and that's actually part of where I get my sound from. I know I'm not hard rock or metal, but I get some of my sound from that.
Awesome.
I also would bring Kelly Clarkson, the album My December. That's a little bit of one of her darker albums. I don't think it's something that was as well known, but one of the songs I really love on the album is Sober. And it was a song that really got me through a lot growing up, and a lot of her music got me through a lot of things. So that darker album would be something I would definitely want. Sold Out by Janae Aiko. I can't pronounce her name correctly. Oh my goodness. But I can see it in my head, and I just love the vibes. It's one of those, I don't smoke weed, but I feel like if you do and you just vibe out to that album, you would feel great.
That's awesome.
Of course, Midnight's Taylor Swift. I really do like that album. I like the way it's produced. Part of the reason
Ooh,
I actually like Taylor Swift's music is the way her producers produce. And I try to produce my music that way, and I fail every time. I am actually working with a producer right now, to fix up my stuff because I think I owe it to myself to do that. And
There you go.
I'll,
Spoiler
I'll
alert.
yeah, spoiler alert. I am gonna keep on trying to do my own stuff, but I recognize that I put so much effort into my arrangements that I honestly don't have the energy or time to learn all the ins and outs of production. And this person only does production, so I'm
Hmm.
super excited about that. But yeah, I love that album. I love how it's made. It kind of has a like 8D audio feel for me, so I would listen to that. And then this other album is kind of out of left field. It's Mexico de mi Corazón by Natalia Jimenez, I think.
Okay.
She is a new artist I found out about in a Puerto Rican cafe that I go to and get coffee a lot. They have such good food. And I also am learning more Spanish. And I was like, oh my gosh, her voice is beautiful. Go listen to her, even if you're not a big Spanish fan. It is like it's live. It's gorgeous. And I just love that entire album because I grew up in Texas. I'm moving
Hmm.
back. And if you listen to like mariachi bands and Mexican music,
Yep.
it
Yep.
has a certain sound. She took that and she made it into something that's like, I don't want to say it's pop. It's like very romantic and very just pretty. It's not the same. It's not like going to the Riverwalk and listening to a mariachi band play, but it's in there. And I
Hmm.
just really love how she did that, or the team that she worked with. And I just will literally put it on while I'm cooking. So I would listen to that as well when I want that kind of music.
That is awesome. I love the variety on that. It's like a little bit of everything. She's just
Hmm.
like ready with all 5 albums for anything. That's
Yes.
fantastic. That's really good. And you know what? You probably gave a lot of people to go like, oh, I'm gonna Spotify right now and go find that artist.
Do it.
Which, yep, that's fantastic. And this is what the show does, right? It's what we do. It's what we do on the show. I get our people out there and get the artists going and get them on other playlists. So people can listen. Mine are a little bit more mainstream. I went back in time. I went back in
Okay.
time where I was like, which albums did I religiously listen to over and over and over and over again? And through generations of music. I didn't have to go too far back. I went back to the 90s for a little bit. But first one that would throw in my CD changer, no doubt, Tragic Kingdom. Um, I think it's Gwen Stefani's best work,
Mhm.
and that's it. There's nothing after that compared,
It's definitely
unfortunately.
good.
You know, so you know. So that was the thing. I just had that album on replay. I think I was what was I, 16, 17 when that came out. So something like that. That was a fantastic album. Just ska, just how the arrangements of that, the for one of the more popular bands
Hmm.
of that genre. Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. I know for the haters, too bad.
Yes.
But that's early 2000s. Great album. A lot of good tracks on there that haven't been released. If you haven't heard them yet, go to Spotify, go listen. Good stuff. Three very controversial. Tupac, the Machiavelli, the 7 Day Theory. That's the personal one for me because that was my first actual Tupac album that I got.
Okay.
And physically, and then that was literally engraved by the laser in my Discman. So that takes you back to
Very cool.
1996. Um,
I was one.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Number 4, going back even further in time, is my favorite. Almost choked on my energy drink. Your favorite band of all time is Europe, and the album is Prisoners in Paradise. It's a 1993 album. I think it's like their fifth album, one of the best in their entire discography. And if they come to the US again, I am going to see them. And you never know, you might be a surprise for those that are listening to the show and are rock fans. Joey Tempest, lead singer, I don't know, might appear on a specific podcast since I've been trying for the last 4 years. You never know. You got to keep an eye out. If you see a tour coming through the US, keep an eye out for their show. I'm just saying, one of the biggest interviews of my lifetime, maybe. Last one is very current.
My
Everybody might love this. Jelly Roll, Ballads of the Broken. So a little bit more indie. That's
mm,
his best album, regardless of what just came out last year. So that's my 5 CD changer right now.
all right. I'm
And
so
I
sorry.
lost the entire audience that was watching on YouTube. Was just like, I'm gonna go watch the weather.
No, you're good. My dog decided to chew my headphone jack thing
Heck
off while you
yeah.
were doing that. That was
There you go. See, headphones didn't work the first time around. Now you know why.
Yeah, maybe the universe is like, get new headphones, bitch.
This is
You
why I have
reminded me.
buds instead of my giant headphones right now because
Those are my studio
things
headphones.
happen.
I gotta get
Well,
some new ones.
mine broke, so there goes that.
It's okay. She's just mad that I'm doing this instead of looking at her 24/7, aren't you?
Oh, animals.
You
Yeah.
reminded me when you said Tupac, by the way,
Uh-huh.
Dax. If you haven't checked Dax out,
Oh,
or
Dax.
I can't believe I forgot about him. NF
Oh,
and Dax are I stan.
okay. No controversy, but he replies to my messages, has not returned my email. I invited him on the show 3 times, and he acknowledges my comments personally, does not reply to my email to be invited on.
Dax or
I invite him
NF?
on the show. So it's been interesting. Like Dear Alcohol is one of my favorite tracks from him, and
Oh,
I comment on his videos, he replies, and then never replies my emails when I invite him on.
yeah. I like The Devil's Calling a lot. I like Dear Alcohol too. Um, Goo, The Grinch. The Grinch is really good. Both of them. The Grinch goes viral. It's awesome. I love how he rap. Like, I've written raps before. That's how much I like rap music. But I am a white girl that sounds really funny when she raps, in my opinion. So I just don't do it. But you see, I love it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, and you know what? His style, he can vary to whatever he feels like in the mood, whatever story he has to tell. So he can go fast, he can go slow, he can go storytelling, he can do whatever. He has the talent to do that.
Tyler, the
Not a lot of
Creator,
people.
too.
Tyler Creator, yeah.
Tyler,
It's
the
just an art. It's an artist. So, yep. You know what? We're gonna save our topic that we have left over off of our list. We're not gonna ruin people's experience of you being here for the first time. And episode 20 of Entertainment News has been amazing. And I need everybody to go check out OLYA V, every music streaming platform you got. And if everybody behaves on YouTube and all the socials, might have a new co-host. You never know. You never know. So keep an eye out for that. OLYA, thanks for coming on the show. And this has been fantastic. Nice balance of everything I talked about today. And Taylor Swift, you're watching, probably not, but if you are,
If you ever do,
nothing
I really
personal.
do love you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. You are talented. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
You're
didn't say
awesome.
that.
Keep doing you, girl.
All right, till next time. Talk to you guys later.
Yep. Thank you so much. Bye.